Well, it's time now for perspective. This year, one of the world's most recognisable monuments is celebrating its 130th birthday, the Eiffel Tower. How exactly did it come to be? What was the idea behind the Eiffel Tower?
The idea about the Eiffel Tower, it was during the World Trade in 1889 to celebrate France. And that's why Gustave Eiffel proposed this project to the government and to the French government, and they decided to build the highest tower in the world.
And how long exactly did it take to construct?
It was very short compared to the time that we need today to build something, because it only took 26 months. It's completely incredible, without any computers.
And who paid for it?
Who paid for it? It was Gustave Eiffel with financiers, and it was a private project. And after the Eiffel Tower became the property of the city of Paris.
And it can't have been an easy job to build for the workers who were instrumental in getting it up so quickly. What was it like to be part of that project?
It was a very 200 people work on this project, constructors project, without any accident. It was really incredible, and it was really this project was really very important, and it was a big challenge, and everybody was very committed to manage to be ready on the 15th of May of 1889 to open the Eiffel Tower.
And it had a huge amount of political support. There was a real sense that this was a project not just for the architect, not just for the government of the time, but a project for France.
Yes, it was a big project exactly for France to promote, because it was a very, very, it was the best in the exhibition. It was the best attraction, and the idea it was also to attract a lot of people from all over the world. And the first year of the Eiffel Tower, 2 million people came to visit it.
Now, it wasn't meant to be a permanent structure. It's become so iconic, but at the time it was meant to be only temporary. What happened?
It was only temporary for 20 years. It was supposed to be. It was supposed to disappear after 20 years. And finally, Gustave Eiffel managed to show that it was the highest point in Paris, and for communications, it could be a very interesting point of view. And that's why the Eiffel Tower became very linked to radio, televisions, and we are still the antennas to the top of the Eiffel Tower.
So actually, technologically speaking, it's been important. It's not just an architectural feat.
No, it's an architectural feat, but at the same time, it was it signified that it was the progress too. And for telecommunications, it was very, very important. And for during the war, the First World War, it was a very important strategic point.
Now, for anyone who's gone up the Eiffel Tower, you can see just how vast it is and just how much metal there is to paint. Can you tell me a bit about how you go about painting this vast structure? How long does it take to get a full coat of paint on?
It's a bit long. I don't do it, fortunately, but it takes 2 years. Every 7 years, we launch a new campaign of painting, and it takes 2 years. And we will start now, at the end of the month, the 20 years painting program, and it will take 2 years. It's a bit long.
Now, the Eiffel Tower has, of course, stood tall for 130 years during 2 world wars, the Nazi occupation. It's a much-loved monument, but it's also become a real symbol representing Paris and France, a symbol of permanence.
Exactly. Everywhere you go in the world, when you say France, people say that there is 2 things, Eiffel Tower and Zinedine Zidane. And it symbolizes Paris, of course, but it symbolizes also France. I was last week in China, and everybody knows the Eiffel Tower, and everybody loves the Eiffel Tower. It's a very powerful, iconic place.
Now, in recent years, there's been a huge effort to secure the site. We've seen bulletproof glass go up. We've seen something of a metal fence, security checkpoints, of course. Some people saying that these measures have led to the Eiffel Tower losing some of its charm. What do you say to them?
I wouldn't say that. I can understand, of course, that it's more difficult to access, but at the same time, it's always free to go to see the Eiffel Tower in the center. And the security wall is very aesthetical. We wanted to have something very aesthetical, and from, for example, Trocadero to École Militaire, you have the view. And finally, when people are inside the security wall in this area, it's more peaceful now, because there is no pickpockets and it can be a problem for us, of course. But now it's very peaceful when you go into after the checkpoints.
But the checkpoints are quite a hassle to get through.
No, because it takes. Now we have. If you go in our website, you can have all the waiting times for the checkpoint, for where to buy the ticket. And now, for example, in September, it just takes 2 minutes to go through the checkpoint. The peak period of the Eiffel Tower is July and August, when everybody wants to go to visit the Eiffel Tower. But from September to June, you have a very good quality of visit with a very short waiting time.
Now, very shortly, you're putting on a big interactive exhibition to mark 130 years since the construction of the tower. What can visitors expect from that?
We want to invite our visitors to celebrate with us this anniversary. It's very important. And the exhibition is a very interactive exhibition with a lot of screens. It's very interactive. It's for families, and that's why we wanted to have some attraction. For example, you have a screen, and you can breathe on it, and you see the strength of the wind, because there is a story very strong between the Eiffel Tower and the wind.
And can you tell us just quickly when this exhibition is on from?
It will start on the 26th of September, and it will finish end of November. And I invite everybody from all over the world to come to visit us.
I'll certainly try to check it out. Patrick Branco Ruivo, director of the public company that runs the Eiffel Tower, thank you very much indeed for coming on to speak to us here on France 24.
Thank you, Axel.